Hello and welcome back to my channel, AJ Budgets. I am AJ, and in today's video we will be filming my week 5 weekly wrap up for January 2026. I filmed these on Friday, so it is January 30th. So we do technically have one more day of January left, but that'll be included in week 1 of February. So I will also be having a January goal and budget recap because I did a no spend month and I set some personal goals that I wanted to achieve in January. We're just going to take a recap and look at that and see, are we on pace? Are we on track? And then do I need to adjust anything going forward for February? So all of that's upcoming in the next couple of weeks. But for today's video, let's get into it and see how we finished out January. The first thing we're going to do is actually pull money for my credit card and add some spending on my credit card. I went and got some groceries. It was budgeted spending because I do know I'm finishing a savings challenge with my weekly cash. So I want to save that to the end because we are going to do some stuff with that savings challenge here in just a little bit. So for now, we're going to pull out my credit card binder here, which is my black A binder. And I, like I said, did some spending. I also forgot to pull my $100 from my Christmas fund last week. So I put myself a little note in there to remember this week. So I'm going to pull that first. All right. So I got all of my money pulled out for my credit card spending. I do already have those on my tracker showing how much I've spent. I just need to get these added to my payment tracker now. So we're adding $130 to my February payment tracker here. So 130 gives me $12.77 left. And this is going to be for groceries, pets, and Christmas. This payment statement balance will be due in February, and then I charge everything I can on my credit card to get the points, and then I pay off my credit card each month. And then in order to be able to do that, as soon as I charge, or at the end of each week, once I've charged, I go in and I pull out my funds out of my sinking funds and my personal funds to ensure that I haven't overspent and I'm able to pay that credit card off each month. So that is all done. So the next thing that we're going to do is update my monthly no spend tracker. So I did have another successful week here in January. I did have my mortgage come out on the 28th, and then my Verizon cell phone bill, internet, and my utilities come out on the 27th. So I have 2 blue days, which is budgeted spending. And then the rest of the days are going to be green. Oh my goodness. I forgot to pull out my $85 for my massage. How could I forget my massage? On Monday, on the 26th of January, I had my monthly massage. So I need to get that money pulled and added to the credit card tracker. So 50, 70, 85. So we'll get this over here on here. So we're going to have my massage for 85. Okay, and then also messed up my little tracker there because I got that massage on the 26th. So let me switch out this green for a blue. Okay, and January tracker is updated accurately this time. So again, we still have that one last day in January. It, spoiler alert, might be a red day because my dad and stepmom are getting ready to go out of town, and they have asked me to go out to lunch with them. And obviously I'm not going to say no to that because I won't be able to see them for a couple weeks. The last thing that we're going to do is stuff my Dolla Bills Y'all challenge and my weekly cash. So I, again, successfully did not spend any of my weekly cash, which is awesome. So I should have $15 here. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and $15. So this is real cash that I pull each week. The rest of my money that I pull and stuff is prop money because I like my money working for me in my money market accounts. And so, yeah, I just do it that way. But I do pull weekly cash for myself to have, and then I stuff it in a challenge called Dolla Bills Y'all that I had made by Ira Budgets. You can see I've gone to the bank and I've broken down I had $150 bill in here, and I've broken it down into smaller bills because we are going to get this $15 added, which will complete this challenge, and then we will be stuffing this money into my vacation envelopes. So let's get into that. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and $225. Have all my money laid out and counted. We do have $225 there. So I am going on a few vacations this year. I'm going to California in March, Vegas in May, and then Mexico at the end of June, beginning of July. And I always like to have emergency cash on me just in case I need to tip somebody or I get stranded somewhere, or I don't know, anything could go wrong or could happen. Sometimes I end up spending this money on vacation. Sometimes I don't, but I do just like to have it. So California is going to be my first vacation of the year. So we are going to pull 2 10s, 4 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 10 ones. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So that should give me $50 in cash for California. 10, 25, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and $50. I do know I will be spending some of this money in California because I like to tip. We get a pedicure and I like to tip in cash for the pedicure. So I do know some of that will be spent for California. California, done. Next up is my Vegas emergency cash. Going to Vegas in May. My second oldest godson is graduating in May, so I'm going out to spend a week with them. So 2 20s, 1, 2, 3, 4 5s, and then 10 ones again. It's the same as I did for California. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and $10. Okay, so I should have $50 here. 10, 25, 35, 41, 2, 3, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Perfect. This I may or may not have when I get back from Vegas. Sometimes we go and play bingo, and I play a couple slot machines. Sometimes we don't. It's going to be a pretty busy week because we're doing his bachelorette, however you say that, then his graduation, and then also a graduation party. And I'll be out there for 6 days. Technically, I fly in pretty late on that first day, and then I fly out in the middle of the day on the last day. But the rest of the days are going to be pretty packed with stuff. So we'll see what we get done. I've lived out in Vegas for 20 years, so I don't have to go out there and gamble. So last one is my emergency money for Mexico. So I want to have $50 in emergency cash, and then I just wanted to have some extra tip money. I don't know what all I'm going to want to do, and so I didn't want to overbook my trip, but I want to just have money or tip money available in case I do decide I want to do some of these things. So again, if I don't spend it, I don't spend it, and if I need it, I have it. So the first thing we're going to do is my ER money. I'm going to do a 20 and 3 10s. So 20, 30, 40, and 50. And this is mainly in case I have to pay for a taxi to go somewhere. So there's that. And then my extra tip money, I want smaller bills. So I'm going to do 110, 5 5s, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 15 ones. One feels really thick for some reason. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. Okay, so this should be $50. 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Perfect. Okay, next is we need to put these in very strategic places so I know where they're at when we go on vacation. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull out my long-term sinking fund. This is where I have my A vacay section, and I am just going to clip that into the binder there. Let's see, I have a cute little smiley face tracker. And I already did my budget with me to California, and I have my little budget category. So I'll be pulling this out to put in my wallet. And so when I pull that out, I'll just pull out my emergency cash. Okay, I switched out for my green clip. It was too thick for that small clip. So that is there, ready to go for when I need it. And then my Mexico emergency fund actually goes into, I have a little travel binder for my vacations, my larger vacations that I go for weeks at a time that need funding. And so I've already stuffed, I'd been working on, the last time I did my Dollar Bills Y'all challenge, I stuffed all of my daily tip money. And I did some more of this back in with some of my Christmas funds as well, with my extra money I got around Christmas time. But I will be doing a budget with me where we budget out each day and what that spending is going to look like each day. And then I have a daily tracker here where I budget out what my spending is, and then I put all of my envelopes in here. That way I don't forget to grab them, and I can just go in here and grab out my cash for the day. And then whatever I don't have can go back in like the emergency money or the excess money section. So budget with me will be coming on that later as we get closer to June. All right. Last here we have $25 left over. So 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is, I didn't have a budget for it. I did get asked to go to a conference in February 2nd and 3rd. And I said yes to it. And so I thought maybe I should just put this in my wallet and use it as like some spending cash. Cause I know like I get a stipend for like one meal a day, but we're going to be there for 2 days. So I'm going to need some extra money for meals and stuff. And since I want to try to do a no spend February, this can count towards my not spending because I've budgeted it for that trip now. And then it's cash, it won't be on my credit card as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that in a separate part of my wallet. Here I have a little emergency money envelope that I made myself a couple years ago. And I think I'm just going to put it down. Well, not think. I'm going to put that down in here. And then that way I know what that's for. It's not necessarily emergency funds, but then I know where that money is at when I go on that to that conference. Okay, then while I have that out, let's go ahead and pull my weekly cash for going into the first week of February here. So my weekly cash is back here in my next paycheck binder. I pull out my weekly cash in a lump sum when I get paid once a month, and I have divvied up $15 each week for me to have. And so we are going to pull out my $130 for $15, which will leave us with $35 left in here. And 5, I have so many ones. I think I'm going to pull 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, rolling into that no spend February now. And then this goes in the back side of my wallet with where my debit card, or not my debit card, my credit card sits. So cash is stuffed. I love it. Last thing we need to do is start our new Dollar Bills Y'all challenge. Okay, I have cleaned off my Dollar Bills Y'all savings challenge. The first thing that I need to do is I need to add, I like it to be $225, which means I need to add an extra 4 and an extra 5 to stuff at the top so that it equals to that $225. And then we had $3 left over from the last week of January. And so I'm going to go ahead, and I typically like to stuff from the 8s over to the 1s, but I'm going to try to be a little less type A in the upcoming year, and we're just gonna do what we have and what we can. So we'll do 1 three, or our first three. But that is it. New savings challenge just started. Very exciting, rolling into the first week here in February. I almost forgot about my February goal. This is week 1 of February, and I just stuffed my week 1 February cash. But if you were with me for my January recap and my February goal setting and like reset essentially for my no spend, I set my no spend rules for the month of February. Grabbing those now. And one of those goals here is to roll the die and pre-save for my weekly cash. So we need to do that. So I decided I was going to try to be less type A. And one of the ways I'm going to do that is I'm going to pre-roll the die and see how much of my weekly cash am I taking out. I also struggle as months go on to maintain the no spending just because little things come up. And I also know I'm going to need to buy some candy for my classroom. And I like that to come out of my weekly cash because I get it at the Dollar Tree. And so, yeah, I just know I'm going to have some spending. And I don't want a bunch of red days for stuff that I technically have budgeted because that's what this weekly cash was budgeted for. And so I felt like this was a good way to kind of mediate that balance while still maintaining a no spend. So here is the 8-sided die. And if you buy this from Budget with Ira, it comes with the challenge, an envelope, and the die. So that was really cool. So I am just going to set this aside and we will roll it. And I rolled a 5. So that means out of my weekly cash for week 1, I need to pull out a 5. And I stuffed 5 and 10 ones. So I'm just going to pull the $5 bill out and I'm going to put those 10 ones back in my wallet. Now, if I have any leftover cash in my weekly wrap up rolling into week 2, I will go ahead and I'll stuff that in this challenge as well. Because, I mean, we are trying to save as much as we can in the year of 2026. So I'm going to mark off, I add an additional 4 and 5 to this challenge because I want it to be an even $225. So I'm going to mark off my little extra 5 up here at the top. So that gives us 5, 6, 7, and 8 whole dollars going into the Dolla Bills Y'all. Hopefully we get this month rolling, and I hope I can continue to stuff extra in here as well as spend a little bit that I need throughout the week. So there we go. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, recapping my January and doing all of the fun things, and for supporting me and encouraging me throughout the month. I've loved watching other budgeters also doing low spend or no spend January, and it's been so awesome having like a community of people that are they're kind of with you, doing the things with you. It helped keep me motivated for sure. And it's going to keep me motivated rolling forward into my no spend February. So I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.